Morning. Yeah, last week I was talking about the prodigal son. And I want to talk a little bit more today about that. I want to talk about the big brother. And you hear that term used a lot these days. And usually when you hear the term big brother, it usually creates an image of someone's watching. You know, big brother is watching me and is going to see what I'm going to be doing and judge me so that I will get in trouble. No one likes being in trouble, especially not me, because I don't like stress. I like just going along and doing my own thing without anyone giving me a hard time about it all. Well, that's all well and good until the wheels fall off. Sometimes my actions cause stress and issues for someone else who are just trying to do their own thing. You know, when someone has a go at me, I automatically take it personal. Straight away, go on the defensive. It is interesting watching some of the things that go on in Facebook land. Someone will have a shot at someone, put a post up, and then someone else will react, and all of a sudden other comments will come up, and then it's just on for young and old. Great entertainment, especially when others start to read between the lines. I try to keep away from all that because people are very brave, tucked away nicely behind a keyboard, and tend to say whatever they like, sometimes only to get a reaction or some likes or whatever. All of a sudden, Big Brother will step in and start moderating or ban some people or put a stop to all the fun, or at least some people's fun. These days, with the internet, it seems people are always watching. Have you noticed if you Google something, a product or whatever, all of a sudden you will see adverts for that item that you were looking for? Now, I don't profess to be any sort of tech wizard or anything, but I've heard about algorithms and things like that. But ultimately, there's people watching. Sometimes they try to do us harm by stealing passwords and loading malware on and things like that. Even in my line of work, people are watching. Will soon let me know if I do something they don't like or say something. We all have a bit of Big Brother in us because we like to have a stress-free existence. We get annoyed when someone else charges in and starts rocking the boat. I get especially annoyed when I see someone trying to get what I've got. I get possessive and look at all the work and effort it's taken me to get where I am. All I'm doing really is trying to protect my turf. There's no sin in that, surely. Why don't they go and find their own turf? Life would be so much easier if everyone helped me. And if they couldn't do that, the very least they could do is just get out of my road and not bother me. Life would be so much simpler if people would just do the right thing. And if they're not sure what the right thing is, they only have to ask me. As I said last week, the parable of the lost son is about repentance and making a change in direction back to the Father. The lost son had done this, but the big brother didn't like it one bit. The big brother had done all the right things. He'd worked hard, he'd carved out a nice, easy life for himself. It's not fair that the lost son should just come waltzing back and get what the big brother has. And in the case of the parable, even more than the big brother had. In Luke chapter 15, verse 30. But when this son of yours, who had squandered your property with prostitutes, comes home, you kill the fatted calf for him. Oh, outrageous. You can't really blame the big brother for getting upset. The father replied in Luke chapter 15:31, my son, the father said, you are always with me. Everything I have is yours. But we had to celebrate and be glad because this brother of yours was dead and is alive. He was lost and is found. See, the big brother was focusing on the wrong thing. He had lost perspective on what was important, especially what is important to the father. The big brother was worried about himself and what he had and how all these new issues were going to affect him. He forgot that is the Father that owns everything anyway, and then gives everything to us. Not for us to have it all to ourselves, but to share with others. See, we're not entitled to anything. And for us to feel entitled to anything is wrong. Everything we have belongs to the Father. And we have what He chooses to give us. And anything that He gives us is a privilege, not an entitlement. Puts a bit of a different perspective on life, don't you think? Thank you for listening to me today, and have a great week.